All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about Chito Vera. Let's do it because this is my favorite topic. This is my favorite topic, okay? Because this absolutely demonstrates why this is the best sport ever and what is on the line in all of these fights. Before I get into that though, if you watch my channel consistently, if it's popping up in your feed all the time and that's, you always hear that I have something on because it's just always in your feed, I'll tell you what, okay? I don't ask anyone for money. I'm not like, hey guys, send me dough. Like I don't get on my live chats and go, hey guys, super chat me money. All I'm asking is that you subscribe. You don't even need to ring the bell. Just subscribe so I at least know that there are people who enjoy watching my work, okay? I don't think I'm asking too much there. If you watch my stuff all the time and you're not subscribed, just click the subscribe button. Do me a solid, okay? Because, geez, I am hurting inside, okay? I know, look at this exterior. I look like a person that is just impenetrable, right? An emotional non-combatant, right? I don't feel emotions. I only feel anger and drive, passion, fury, and ambition. Well, that's not true, okay? Inside of this, I feel pain and I feel emotions that hurt sometimes. And my lack of growth in the last couple weeks hurts. Even though I know it's not your guys' fault, I realize I spoke about a topic I shouldn't have, that I'll never do again. Never. I swear. Never, ever, 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 ever. I promise. But nonetheless, I need your guys' help to feel good inside. So I appreciate it. Just click the subscribe button. We'll call it square. I'll keep making the content. You'll keep watching it. Good to go. Love you guys. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about Chito Vera. So I have said this a million times. My favorite thing about this fight game is that every time that you fight, everything's on the line. Everything. And I'm not just talking about like, oh wow, I can win a lot of money or I can win a big bonus, right? It is that. But the money is the result of your status and the respect that you win when you fight another man and you win, right? The nature that you won in, who you beat, etc. And when I say everything's on the line, what I mean is when you beat a guy, you take what is theirs, okay? I've talked about this a million times and it's so true. I mean, I actually don't think that I even need to qualify it anymore. It's just an objective fact, right? Sean O'Malley had a huge hype train. Everyone was watching Sean O'Malley. Guess what? Chito Vera kicked him in his nerve, made him fall down, and then he elbowed him until he was unconscious. Guess what? Everyone knows Chito Vera's name now. And when Chito Vera gets booked again, everybody's going to be watching now. And that is exciting for Chito Vera. That is why everyone should be angling for fights against guys who have a lot of shine on them. Plain and simple. You ever heard of the term stepping stone? That's not just about a guy's skills. It's not just about well, let's see if he can beat this guy to see if he's good enough, right? That's part of it. But really what you're doing is you want to see if that guy has shine. Let's see if this guy can take it and then he can have that shine, right? I mean, that is the fight game. You're taking respect from other guys. You're taking the shine from them. You're taking what they've built from them, okay? Who are the biggest stars in the sport? Conor McGregor, where did he get that shine? He took it from Jose Aldo, right? He built it himself by making so much noise. Okay, why do you think that I call myself the GOAT on the mic, right? Why do you think I do that? Why do you think I go, I'm the greatest to ever do this, right? First of all, it's because it's a shtick. Second of all, it makes you look at me through a lens of, wow, it takes a lot of balls to say that. This guy better be good. And then when you deliver on making a statement like that, where you watch and you're like, man, this dude is pretty legit, man. You respect them more than had they just been talking and you're like, oh, I like the way this guy talks. Making a bold statement and then delivering on it, that builds respect, okay? That's why I do it. It's why I do it. I know I'm great at this. I know it. I know that I'm excellent on camera. I know that. But I'm also, in my real life, very humble, okay? I could kick the shit out of most people in golf, but when I'm going out and I'm warming up, I'm not like I'm the greatest golfer to ever live. Because guess what? I shoot high 70s. There are a million people that'll kick the shit out of me in golf, right? I'm aware of that. Now, I certainly am a much better on the mic person than I am golfer, but the point is, Even if I was that good at golf, I would never say that in public. It's a shtick because this is the same type of game. I'm trying to gain shine. I'm trying to build respect. The respect is what matters. And Conor used that phenomenon, and he did it. He called his shots, and he delivered every time. He delivered. They're like, God, this guy's got a loud mouth, right? This guy's got a loud mouth. Then he knocks the dude out. They're like, damn, but he backed it up. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Now, Conor did that, and then in combination with that, he called out all the biggest fighters, and he delivered every time. He called out Jose Aldo, okay, at the time, who hadn't lost in 11 years. The only bantamweight featherweight champion ever. Had run through everyone, and he starched him in 13 seconds, okay? And guess what? Boom, a star is born. He was already a star. Then he's a star that was like, right? I mean, that's just plain and simple. Then let's talk about this phenomenon. So now Conor's the biggest star in the UFC. He goes up to 155. He's going to fight Rafael dos Anjos, and he's really going to cement himself as one of the greats, not just as a superstar like a Muhammad Ali loudmouth that delivered. He's going to go get that second belt. And then guess what? Dos Anjos gets injured. Nate Diaz steps in. Now, Nate Diaz is a journeyman fighter at that point. Look at his career, right? He's a great fighter, but he never strung 6 wins in a row together, right? I mean, I haven't looked that up, but like, he's not a guy. I mean, I can almost say without looking that I don't believe he ever had 6 consecutive wins in the UFC, right? Like, he's a great fighter who's going to be a hard test for everybody, but he has a lot of personality. But he had made $40,000 for the fight before he fought Conor. 40, okay? That is an indication of how big of a draw he was. He fights Conor, the biggest star in the UFC. He beats him, he chokes him out, gets like this, gets on the mic. I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. And boom, he's one of the biggest stars in the UFC. Potentially the second biggest star in the UFC. Just like that, because he took it from Conor. And then they fight in the rematch. It's a war. A war. He loses, but he has only experienced the UFC, as that big of a star, as a dance partner with Conor. In his mind, he didn't realize how big of a star he was. He did not realize it. Now, he made a lot of money in that fight, but he didn't even realize that standing on his own now, he's that big of a star. So finally he comes back, he fights Anthony Pettis, and he realizes, he's like, oh, I'm a superstar now. Like, I'm actually a superstar. I really did. I took it from Conor. So that's why when he won, he wanted to turn around and do it again immediately, right? Because, and he took that from Conor. Masvidal, who did he lose to in the next fight? Masvidal. Masvidal is a journeyman fighter, okay? Making probably $100K a fight, maybe $90K a fight. He comes back, they feed him to Darren Till because Darren Till needs a win. Starches Darren Till, takes his shine. People are like, whoa, this guy, wow, I can't believe it. But he had such a long history of work. He's got the shine. He was in Chito Vera's position right now. Chito Vera right now is exactly where Jorge Masvidal was after he knocked out Darren Till. Now, if Chito Vera would have gone backstage and then beat the shit out of another fighter, then he would be where Masvidal was at the end of that entire event, right? So then in the next event, he fights Ben Askren, undefeated, very well-known fighter who just came to the UFC, won his first fight. Controversial, but won. Starches him in the fastest knockout in history. Boom, a star is born. Now he's a top 5 biggest fighter. So they put him in there with Nate Diaz, top 3 biggest fighters, and he beats the shit out of him, and boom, Masvidal's the biggest star in the UFC except for maybe Khabib, right? Because he just kept taking it from guys. Now, who's the biggest star in the UFC besides Conor? Khabib. How much was Khabib making per fight prior to fighting Conor? $200,000. $200,000. Conor builds it into the biggest spectacle ever. He beats the shit out of Conor. Boom, biggest star and then jumps over the fence, fights Conor's entire team. The main thing also that has made Khabib such a huge star is he's Russian, he's Muslim, he's a wrestler, and he has a very defined thing that he is and stands for, that a very large group of people on this planet align with and relate to. And he's also the absolute antithesis of Conor, right? If you don't like Conor, if you don't like his loudmouth shit, you don't like Money Mayweather, you don't like Money McGregor, you don't like that shit, then you love Khabib. You love Khabib. He is the photo negative of Khabib, of Conor. And he's the biggest star in the UFC. Okay? He took it from Conor. And so Chito, that's where he's at. Chito is at the beginning of what could be a massive surge in his career. Look at his career, okay? Like, I don't think people realize, like, this is not a guy who doesn't have wins. Like they're like, oh, they just like threw him in there against Sean O'Malley. Okay. Like, I don't think people realize, like, he's won 6 of his last 7 fights and he's finished all of them. Okay. All of them. He lost 1 decision to Yadong Song, but he knocked out O'Malley. Before that is his 1 loss. He knocked out Andre Ewell. He submitted Hernandez. He knocked out Sainz. He submitted Canetti, and he knocked out Buren. Okay, those are his last 7 fights. He's 6-1 with 6 finishes. Okay, and now he's shining, son. He's shining. So he's gonna get a big fight in his next fight, and if he wins, especially if he wins impressively, he is going to have a Masvidal type of resurgence. That is what is going to happen. He's a really well-liked guy. He's got a lot of personality. He's only 27 years old. He is poised for superstardom. If he wins, he's got all the pieces. Personality, now he's got the shine, and he can fight, man. And fighters love him. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Fighters love him. So I'm rooting for him. And if you look at his wins, he's got 16 wins, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions, 2 decisions. And by the way, every one of his losses, all of them in his entire career, all decisions. He's never been finished. And just because I'm on the page, let me just see this. So his losses, I mean, yeah, they're old, man. Like I don't know. He lost in 2013 decision, lost in 2014 decision. He lost in 2016 to Davey Grant. Davey Grant beat him, huh? He lost back-to-back October 2017 and February 2018 to Lineker and Silva and Andretti. I wonder what happened. I want to get him on the show and ask him what changed from then to the next one, because he went on a tear since then. So they'll put someone good in front of him. I mean, like, listen, who's in front of him now? You got Song Yadong, who he lost to. Dominic Cruz, you got Merab Dvalishvili, got Cody Stammen. That's a great, that is his fight. You go Chito Vera versus Cody Stammen. That's the fight. Or maybe Rob Font. Then you got Rafael Dos Anjos, Jimmy Rivera. Maybe Jimmy Rivera too, if you really wanted to push it. You got Jose Aldo too. Jose Aldo is a Ben Askren type of, like, if he, it just depends on how you view Jose Aldo. If Jose Aldo is a stepping stone that you want to use now, there you go. Chito Vera, that is a star in the making right there. Then you got Pedro Munoz. Obviously, we'll see what happens this weekend. Corey Sandhagen, that's a beast. I've told you, dude. Corey Sandhagen is a fucking beast. Cody Garbrandt, who's going to 125, and then we'll see. Aljamain, he's not ready for that. Marlon, not ready for that. Peter Yan, not ready for that. So, yeah, man, I'm bullish on Chito. I hope that he wins. I love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. I'm serious. If you guys watch all my videos, please just subscribe to the channel. You don't need to ring the bell. It's literally all, like, you're going to click the button. Nothing's going to change, okay? It's not going to send you notifications. It's just going to tell me, like, hey, Jesse, like, all this hard work that you're doing, like, people are paying attention, okay? Anyway, love you guys. Peace.